Hello.
Hi.
Oh, got my volume turned up. I think I need to make this screen a little different. I think this is the screen
You
you probably want. There we go.
switched out.
Yes. Quick change. Quick
I was
change.
gonna say the Superman phone booth change here.
You got to put the swag on.
That's
You're
right.
you're working it. I see.
I am.
All right. I always have to look at my calendar. It is the 22nd of July today. Oh my gosh. And it's 90 some degrees here in Chicago, and I'm super excited. We're going to have a hot weekend. Love it. So with me today is Jennifer Casteson. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi.
And Jennifer is with Build Exact, which is if you don't know Build Exact, you definitely should. And we're going to talk through the conceptually what Build Exact is doing and why it matters. But before we do that, Jennifer, how did you get into this business and Build Exact? Who are you? Let's go. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Michael. It's such a pleasure. I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the industry and the public forum that you guys provide. It's great.
Thank you. Thank
So, um, I actually have been in the building industry for a couple decades now, starting with a manufacturer and then moving into the media world with Hanley Wood, now Zonda, that publishes Builder Magazine, Architect, Journal of Light Construction, Pro Sales, so on and so forth. I was with them for about 6 years until October last year when I moved to Build Exact. And Build Exact is a construction project management software. It's founded in Australia about 10 years ago, came to the US in North America market almost 2 years ago now.
you. Okay.
And we're expanding. We have subscriptions for dealers and for their pro customers and connecting them online. And in addition to that, I am a contributing writer to Forbes, focusing on housing innovation.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, what what I want to talk about is the concept really that Build Exact is. What the problem you're solving, and it's about collaboration. And that's a big fun word that a lot of people like to throw around. But in the practice, what does it really mean to practice collaboration, and why practice collaboration? Um, what is the real purpose of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me tell a story that maybe will kind of help give a visual for what happens. So, our platform will take a project all the way from a lead to a finished project. And it also is a collaborative tool that the dealers and builders are interacting on. And why that's important, let's take a look at lumber prices, for instance. And I just read a story that the NAHB put out this morning that was lumber prices are adding 14% to the cost of a single family home right now. And 14% is a lot, but if you look at where lumber prices are now year over year, they're 74% higher. 74%. So as a dealer, you're trying to manage those things, right? And that's just lumber, of the, let's say, 1,000 different products that are put into a home. That's just one thing that they're trying to manage. And the same thing for a builder. Well, a builder, they're doing a whole house plan and they've submitted a quote for uh, the product to the dealer. And if that lumber price hasn't been updated in a week, it's probably wrong because we just went from, we just had a 74% increase in a year. So our software connects to the dealer's ERP system and will give that builder on-demand pricing so that they know that what they're sending out is accurate. And so that when they send it off to the homeowner, and they've got the true pricing incorporated, and they don't have to worry about losing their margin because the lumber prices have changed so wildly since the last time they got an estimate or since the dealer updated their pricing.
Yeah,
So
the volatility in lumber pricing
yeah,
is crazy. I have two friends. In fact, I just moved the papers off my desk who were building homes, and they sent me their lumber list. And they're like, "Hey, are these prices right?" And first thing I would do is look at the date they were quoted, and I'd be like, "No, prices are different today than when this was quoted." Um,
yeah,
and
right.
we live in a connected world where think about this. I'm sitting in my office and a friend of mine building a home in a different state can send me their lumber list like no problem, and I can take a look at it. So the speed of data transfer needs to keep up. Let me rephrase that. The speed of data accuracy needs to pick up or keep up with the speed that data can transfer.
Yeah, so important. Huge.
Now, so we're talking a bunch here. Let's walk through these features. I think this is super important. Get that out of the way so I can see this. Well, let's talk about first off, who is Build Exec for? It's kind of for everybody. It's for the builder and it's for the dealer.
Yeah, so our dealers have subscriptions and their sales managers have subscriptions. And one thing that I just want to point out in this, very just like you said, it's collaboration, right? We've talked to so many dealers who are trying to move from being transactional to relationship based with their customers. And it's so important. So they want to be able to, we've even worked with dealers who are changing the structure of their organization and the positions within the organization in order to respond to that, right? So instead of having sales reps, they have architectural designers who are actually going and looking at the takeoffs, helping the builder, just consultative more than they are just order takers. So that's the industry is moving more and more towards having those types of relationships, and instead of just having order takers. That's where the value is, and that's where the dealers are seeing the value, because the more that they do that, the stickier they become to that pro customer.
For sure. Collaboration is really about making each other better. We were down at the National Home Builder Show this year, and I was blown away at how big it was, number one, but just all the different things you could build a house with.
Yeah.
And for, as a home builder, you don't want to be behind the times, and you're beholden a little bit to your suppliers who, if they're behind the times, you're behind the times. So I think if everyone collaborates together, and the dealer can be collaborating with their supplier, and just making sure that we are building the most innovative, easy, the best house we can for the time we live in.
Sure.
So I think we may have glazed over a little bit, though. This is a subscription service, but
Yes.
what it does is it connects the builder directly into the information held at the dealer. It connects the dealer directly to the information that they would need to service the builder.
Yep.
And it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which we're going to swing back to that in just a second. But I'm just going to hit I'm going to hit this drop down menu and take a look at the features. So, I pulled up, this is right off your website. You can go check this out. For builders and remodelers, the first thing, you've got customer management. And briefly, what does that mean?
So for builders and remodelers, like I said, the software acts as a platform where you can do everything comprehensively from the start, from it being a prospect all the way to a finished project. So customer management, it does have a CRM component. You can send emails, you can promote via the platform. So it has all of that incorporated into it.
That is so smart right there. You just first off, if you're going to be organized, start with everything in one spot. So you
Yeah.
start with just having the person come on board.
And follow through the life cycle, right? I mean,
Right.
that's super important.
So now you've got pre-construction, which is bidding, estimating, takeoff.
Yep,
And
exactly.
now this
And
is where the dealer side starts to come into play because
right, this is where the magic happens, right? So this is an incredibly important tool, and our software is cutting edge, and it allows you to do a takeoff in just a number of clicks, and you can have something like just a PDF uploaded, click, and it does the scaling and helps translate that into a product list. So it's all happening within the platform.
and now you've got the product list. What about the prices? I mean, this is what I think is amazing.
Right. So this is very unique to Build Exact because you can do takeoffs and estimates in a lot of different softwares, but with Build Exact, you can actually have it connected to the builder through their excuse me through to the dealer through their ERP system, where it is actually giving you that on-demand pricing.
And you know, something I want to highlight here, it's really powerful to have that. The builder is sitting, like you said, he could have been sitting on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, going through his business, does a takeoff, and now he wants a price. So he can send it directly to his customer, to his lead.
Right.
If that builder is connected to you as a dealer via Build Exact, those prices go immediately. Let's just say you're a dealer that goes, well, we're not going to do that. We won't give you our prices digitally for whatever reason. Well, you're at a disadvantage to the dealer that does. So
That's
if
for sure.
if
Because
I'm a
like what we
builder,
were talking about before is that we did some research with both audiences, with the builders and the dealers, and the builders said that faster quote responses are more important to them than material price because
yeah,
when they actually win the job faster with a homeowner or someone who's building a home because of their response time. It's more based on their response time than anything else.
sure. If I'm a builder and I get the quotes back on a Sunday afternoon that I'm doing this takeoff, and I get the positive response from the homeowner or home built my customer at that point, I'll buy the stuff and move on. I'm not going to waste the time to go on Monday morning and say, hey, Bob's Lumberyard, can you quote this too now?
Right. Right.
So,
And a builder too, like if they have any sort of, they do a quote for one person and they have all that information that's in there in the Build Exact system. So next time they have to do a quote and it's already there. So they can just log back into the system, maybe adjust a few things to make it more appropriate for the new situation. But all the information's already there. They're like, 90 times faster than they were in the past.
absolutely. And that speed matters.
Yeah.
Now you've got project management. So now I'm the builder, you're the dealer. We've put this job together. Using this platform, we can work on scheduling and tracking our costs.
That's right. That actually has a project timeline. You can bring in your subs. You can text them. You can send them notifications. So if you as you build out your project timeline and something changes, then you make that change in the system, and it will automatically send out notifications to the various people who are impacted by that schedule change. So it is helping you manage that way as well.
So cool. Financial tools. I'm guessing it connects up to QuickBooks and other programs as well.
Yeah, so there are several different accounting platforms that we're integrated with.
So let's just jump over to what it means to be a Build Exact custom dealer. So what do you mean by sales enablement?
Sales enablement helps the dealer sell to pro customers. So the sales reps, we were just talking about the value add of having this and having the efficiency. And then also the value add that comes with a dealer trying to represent themselves as a partner to the pro customer instead of just an order taker. So there's a lot that goes into that, and a lot that putting this. So one of the things that we do are, or that you're able to do as a dealer within the platform, is build recipes and assemblies. So you're actually putting together things that, so for a door package or a wall assembly or whatever it is, and even being more sophisticated, let's say you want to do a solar package or a R30 value wall assembly. Um, you can put all that together, and then you can have it ready for the builder, and then you're adding that value through the process. They don't have to do that anymore. Plus, it creates further efficiencies for them. So,
Yeah,
um,
I love that.
yeah,
It just makes sense.
right.
So Tim Symes actually just sent over a message, and I think it's a great question. How does Build Exact help integrate local independent suppliers and builders? Can show that up there. Do you like, so if I'm a builder, can I say, hey, who's on Build Exact from the dealer side?
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, Tim. First of all, I'm a little offended that you haven't sent us plane tickets to come visit you in Cozumel.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, So that's exactly what I'm talking about. The way that it helps integrate independent suppliers and builders is just like that through the platform. So any sort of, and I guess I want to be clear as what you're talking about with a supplier. So there's any dealer can have a subscription, and then they can connect to builders through the platform. And on the platform, they can do collaborative quotes. So, what they can work together on a quote for a homeowner, and then they can also, like I was saying before, do the recipes and assemblies and things like that. So, hopefully, that answers your question.
Well, I guess I was looking more. Do you tell the builders, hey, these dealers are on Build Exact, or tell
Yes.
dealers?
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, when a builder goes on, they can see the various dealers that are on there, kind of like a store locator, more or less, and they can click through to that store and then start working with them to send their purchase order or their estimate.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
that's actually super powerful stuff. All right, so pre-sales, what does that entail?
So I think we've covered that. Just
Oh,
it's there's different ways that we can the sales team can be using the software in order to work with their pro customers. So,
got it. Customer insights.
yeah, so we were talking about that a little before we went live. A dealer will have new insights to what their customers are ordering, and then also the conversion rate of the estimates into purchase orders. So you'll see all of that via the platform, and it's becomes very useful in terms of future planning and managing inventory.
Cool. Yeah. So you're going to show us an example of that. Project management. That's that. Communication is key for a project to go smoothly, and if they have a nice platform where everything is communicating and scheduling,
Yeah,
that
you can
makes
do
sense.
back and forth in the platform, and then it's all held in one place. And actually, so interestingly enough, I was just talking to Jean Fahey and Russ Catherine at Do It Best, and Jean was pointing out to me that one thing that it was what she finds super useful is for the dealer is that, let's say a dealer has a sales associate who's been there for a while, and usually does the takeoffs and estimates. But if you have them going through the platform, then you don't have that. You don't need to depend on that person. So if they go on vacation, or if they have medical leave, or if they get COVID, then you can continue to manage that business in an effective way via Build Exact.
Yeah. I find that with our business, we try to be as digital as possible, and following a trail, or when someone is out, it's pretty easy when all the information is put in a central platform.
Right.
Anyone can pick and move forward with the business.
Exactly.
This last one is, the holy grail: integrations. The more we keep us finger typing people out of the way, we make mistakes. It took me 4 tries to send an email today because I misspelled the email address and then forgot to attach something. So whenever you can integrate and get a human process out of the way, out of that process, it's going to be more accurate. So tell us a little bit about these integrations.
So we have dozens of integrations, actually. So we talked a little bit about the accounting features, but then I also talked about with the ERP system. So that's the ERP system is probably the one that makes us super unique, and that also drives the most value for the builders and the pro customers because of that on-demand pricing element. They don't have to go and wonder if that or do an add-on, right? Because that's happening a lot, or it certainly has been happening a lot.
Yeah, we live in an integrated world. While it's important to be careful, of course, of your integrations, when you have a powerful one and it's protected and useful, it will drive your business forward at a speed that you could never do with just the humans, for sure. Why don't you share your screen and show us that the case study?
Yeah, so just one thing that I was talking about before was about the
to share your screen, you need to, there's a little white button at the bottom, at the little screen with the arrow in it.
All right.
For me, it's 3 from the left.
I don't think I have that feature.
Just below our 2 pictures.
No, I have private chat, microphone, camera, and settings.
Oh, thought you should be. I just stopped sharing. Well, okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just talk through it a little bit. Is and I kind of was talking through it before, but basically showing we have a dealer in Australia that has 7 locations, and they launched a connection feature with their pro customers in January, and since then they've had 70, almost, or maybe a little over 80 pro customers connect to their platform. And I was just showing kind of the conversion rate of how many estimates are turning into purchase orders, and then what exactly those purchase orders.
Hang on, back up just a little bit. The dealer has 70 builders on Build Exact connected to them.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. So that all those 70 builders can get on to Build Exact and send through take off some estimates to the dealer, and the dealer can turn it around and turn around the purchase order. And then the dealer is getting all that information about exactly what items are ordered, what items are being translated into purchase orders from the estimates. And like I was saying before, how important that is into forecasting and managing inventory.
Yeah. If you don't have what your builders want, they're not going to buy it from you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool. So, our goal here, of course, is to really show the concept. Well, show off Build Exact, but show the concept of collaboration and just how important it is. And, Build Exact is a company that's proven themselves across the world, fairly new to North America here, but I think you should definitely check them out.
Yes,
whether you're a builder or a dealer. So, Jennifer, you've been in the industry for a while, of course. and you've seen a lot of things, but what do you see coming around the corner now? Like, I'll throw a little curveball at you. What do you see that other people may not see that you think is going to be important in our industry over the
So
next
and
while?
Mike, I want to ask you the same thing because I see way more. I mean, I don't even know if I can put a percentage to it, but way more media reporting on the housing industry
Yeah,
than ever has happened, and it is really the majority of it is negative in terms of lack of affordability and inequity, all of these aspects, and then where are we going? There's a housing bubble, and it's really easy when you're in the industry get wrapped up in that and get concerned about it. But when I look at the numbers, I see that I think in 2019 we had about um, 800,000 starts, and it certainly wasn't
you
enough
mean
for
2009?
2019,
Oh,
2018, and 19.
single family starts. I understand.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Yep. Thank you. I didn't clarify. Yeah. Thank you. So we had about 800,000 single family starts, and then we spiked up to 1.2 million in 2021. And now we're coming back down, but we're still more than we were in 2018 and 2019. Now, in my reporting with Forbes and with some industry colleagues and peers, I have this discussion all the time: is how are we going to meet the demand, and how are we going to do it at an affordable level? Those are really important questions. But I don't want us to focus on it's all doom and gloom. There's builders have to deal with so many different things. There's so many challenges to build a house. And um, I think as build exact or a service provider or manufacturer, it is imperative that we're helping those builders get to where they need to be. One of the things that I'm excited to be working on at Build Exact is putting in build assemblies into our software that help builders uh, easily with just click on a plan for something that's net zero or carbon neutral, specific to their climate zone. So they don't have to know the policy or the code or anything like that. They can just do something that's super easy and be adhering to future policy and regulation, plus providing a better product. Um, and it's something taken off their plate because they have so many other obstacles to building or challenges. And so I'm excited about being able to provide things like that via our software.
That I think that's such a great point. The technology aspect. Here's the deal: we've been building houses the same way for way too long, and it's kind of coming back to bite us a little bit right now. And we need to get creative. Um, but if you just keep your head down and focused on the task at hand and don't look around and see the other opportunities, you'll get passed by. One of the things that we see where we sit is there's some big companies looking to do things differently, and a lot of offsite kind of construction stuff, but even just different ways of building. You're looking at CLT. We're seeing products coming in from overseas more than I think we ever have. My point is, there's many different. Building a house is a project, and there's many different paths you can go down. And if you continue to go down that same path over and over, you're going to hit the same bumps.
Yeah.
When I drive to work, there's a part of the highway that has all these potholes in it. And I laugh at myself that I end up in that lane every day, and I know they're there. And
yeah. So, I mean, we have, I know some incredible individuals, and Tim being one of them, who just sent us a question. The Housing Innovation Alliance. There's so many great people out there who are trying to really disrupt. And I remember something that Frank Anton, a longtime editor, of Builder Magazine, he brought together a group and he was telling them that, if you don't start to disrupt, you're just going to go, it's coming so fast at you that you're just going to go flying through the windshield. Like,
Yep.
and it to me was a powerful, it was such a powerful statement, because it really was a visual of how fast things are coming and how horrible, like if you don't take the time and attention and focus strategy on disrupting yourself and changing, because the industry is changing, you're going to get passed by.
Well, I think there's a flip side to the disruption coin. It's called enable.
Mm.
And guess what? When you enable somebody to do something different, it's called change. And if you don't want to change, you're probably going to be disrupted. So there's a good side to disruption, and it's called enablement, doing
Yeah.
something maybe better.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
anyway, congratulations on the success of Build Exact. It was great to have you here today. I think it's an important topic. While I've never used Build Exact, I'm not a builder or dealer, I can look from the outside and say it just makes sense what they're doing. And there's no doubt collaboration is good for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And if everybody listening wants to dial into Build Exact, just give me a call or send me an email.
Yep, you'll be able to find them online, buildexact.com.
All right. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thanks.
much.